What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, Falcon fans? We are here for the Benediction. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Go ahead and take care of that before you come in. We're gonna go ahead and open this thing up to everybody. This was just one of those games where it was a snooze fest, but you know what? It is what it is at this point. Let's go ahead and get to it, man. This is the Benediction. Well, all I can say is that was one of those things where, whew, you're just ready for this to be over with and you're ready to get to the regular season at this point. I mean, it's guys are fighting to get jobs, but at this point, when you see the lack of effort and just guys going through the motions, it pisses you off. Seems like everybody in Dallas was amped up and ready to play this ball game. But hey, it's what it is. We don't even have to go into the stats because we literally got beat from pillar to post. That is really how that game went. I dropped the link in the chat. We're gonna let you guys come in and talk a little bit about it. Like I said, it was only a few positive moments in this game, but man, all I can say is it was just one of those things where you just sit back and you just say, wow, this was just not a good game at all by the Falcons. So without further ado, we got K-Dub in the building and whatnot. What's up, man?
How you doing? How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yep, perfectly.
Okay. I didn't know I had issues last night. Man, I just want to. I mean, you touched on it, man. It was just it was a snooze fest. These guys showed a lackluster effort. I mean, there's a couple guys really came to try to make the team, but a couple guys is not going to make us get a win or look better than what we did. I mean, I expected more out of the backups to fight for a roster spot, but maybe they kind of knew something we didn't know. That majority of the people that didn't dress are going to make the team, and it may only been one or two special team spots, maybe up for I don't know, but I just didn't see that same passion. I mean, you're still out there auditioning for the other football teams in the NFL right now for a playing spot. So I just didn't see what I need to see today from those third and some second stringers, but a lot of third, fourth stringers out there. I wish I would have seen more. It just seemed like everybody was going through the motion. You got Koo out there missing kicks. I mean, he finally got it back together and hit the rest of them going down the stretch. But it was just a sad thing to see him maybe miss one because of the past problems he's had in the past. So other than that, man, I'm just excited, ready to see the real starters out there because I mean, I don't know what to see because it was so vanilla. I really don't know really what I'm going to see that Zach Robinson and those guys are cooking up. And then, but I think we're going to be starting out the gate a little behind the eight ball because I've seen that other teams are playing their starters all the way up in the second half, and they're going to have that timing and that getting hit and that speed of the game down. Even though we had a little bit of a rough, not a rough go, but some practice, some dual practices with Tennessee that doesn't supplant playing in the preseason. But we'll see how that unfolds. I believe it will come out a tad bit rusty. I don't think we need to get coming out the gate rusty because we face a formidable opponent in the Buccaneers week one. But I don't know, man. I think we're going to come out, shooting, making some little mistakes that we could have got cleared out in the preseason, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong, and we come out fired on all cylinders. But we'll see what happens. But I think in the long run, in the course of a 17 game season, may help you because you not had so many hits. But we'll see how it plays out. I'm a little ashamed that some of the guys that did show up with the Falcons logo on their helmets and across their chest with ATL on it. They didn't really perform up to my standards tonight. Uh, Other fans may think we're a little bit harsh tonight, but that's just my opinion of the game. Uh, if I didn't do uh, content, if we didn't do content on the team, I probably would have went to sleep early tonight because it just wasn't nothing there to keep me entertained or keep my Falcon hat alive and ready to go watching these guys. So that's just my opinion, though. Jack Nelson played a strong game. Okay, he said he's gonna be. I still believe Jack Nelson is a developmental guy. I've seen flashes from him, but he may get thrown in there early because of the injury to McGarry. But I feel like he's got some developing to do. But that's just my opinion on that. But I'm not saying he played bad or anything like that. But that's just my opinion on the subject on the game tonight. And I'll let you go from there, historian. I seen a couple positives, some people that played better in the earlier games of game 1 or 2, but even my X factor didn't. I mean, even Kobe Bryant out there making mistakes. I mean, it was just bad all around. So I don't want to be a negative Nancy, but that's what is negative today,
It
man.
is the thing. Here's the thing. You call it being a negative Nancy. I call it being realistic. That's
Yeah,
my
I mean,
thing. I don't see you as a negative Nancy. I see you telling the truth about what the hell happened. And
yeah,
my thing is that's what needs to be said. It was just not good. Period. I said this at halftime. I said the adjustments needed to be made. Nothing was done about it. They're pretty much trying to just survive. But here's the thing. Where the hell is the competitive fire? Here's my thing. I'm not getting worked up over this. Yes, it's embarrassing. But at the end of the day, we're going to bring you in, Will, but you got to make sure your camera's on. I see you. But I look at it like this. When you see this team, you see effort in the first 2 weeks because guys like, okay, well, I got to make this team. But you think you've made it and you take off tonight. No, you can't take off. Anytime you step on that field, it's got to be all or nothing at all times. Period. Because again, you don't know when your last player is going to be. You don't know when it's going to be. And here's my thing. At this point, I have no problem. I have no problem with saying that the offense has to be away. And pretty much says Jack Nelson ain't it. The whole line is horrible. Run blocking. I've been saying that the depth is horrible on this offensive line. Jack Nelson gets a pass because he's a rookie, but if you look at it, okay, he got baptized by an NFL veteran in James Houston, who started at Florida, went to Jackson State, played for Dion, played in Detroit, and was one of their top players. And it just didn't work. It just didn't work. It just didn't work out tonight. It's just what it is. At this point, you just have to take the L, see where he's got to build up, work with him because, again, he's got all the ability in the world to be a good lineman for the future. But right now, it's just not it. Right now, you need to start looking at options, seeing who's going to get cut, seeing where you're going to bring in these guys at, because right now you have to have backups that are going to give you something, because 17 games is a long season. And you have to have guys that are going to be able to back up, and not only back up, but be able to rotate and be, how can I put it? Still be productive, even though they know they aren't going to be the number one guys. You still have to find that. You have to have guys that are going to be able to step in. Injuries hurt this offensive line last year and also hurt the defensive line. They addressed the defensive line depth. Offensive line depth was something that I said that needed to be handled. Again, it's at this point where you got to ride with what's here now. No, only way you're going to be able to fix it is later on. Hey, Will, try to jump out and jump back in, man. I'm a kick you from the studio real quick. Try to come back in because your screen wasn't working. I saw it flashing. Try it again. But I just look at it like this. There are only a few spots that you can see on this team that was worth anything. Just keeping it a buck tonight. You know, I'm not giving DiNucci that much grief because he just got here a couple of days ago. Doesn't really even know the playbook. Easton Stick's been there. But as Nando's saying, undisciplined football, horrible O-line play as a unit. And like you saying, the eye test, yeah, it's undisciplined as a whole. You're seeing a lot of mistakes that should not be made in this third game like that. Not with guys that know they're going to be playing. They've practiced against Dallas. They know what's going to be run. It's just the fact that you just got to want it. But hey, it is what it is. We'll see what the starters are going to bring to the table. I see some positive things that's going to probably come up out of this, but just know the start, we're going to have a little rust. Expect it, because none of these boys played. Now, if we come out on fire, cool. But to be realistic, we're going to have rust. That's just what it is. It's the nature of it. But we got the lineup. Like I said, we dropped the link in the chat. We're going to be on for a little bit. Some of us got to go to work in the morning or whatnot, early morning. But then you got other folks that will be off tomorrow. But hey, tap in for a little bit, because we're not going to be up till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Just ain't doing that. No. But let's just bring this up. Woods is a bright spot on this defense, and we already see that he's going to pay dividends if anything happens to Ellis. He don't miss a beat, and he's just one of these guys that I feel as if is going to pop up. What up, Ant?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Ant? What's going on, man?
My picture is not cooperating. I don't know what's going on with this picture tonight.
Let me try to bring it down and bring it back up. Hold up. StreamYard is StreamYard. Try to drop out and come back in.
Okay.
Because Will was having the same problem. I don't know what the hell is going on with StreamYard tonight, but hey, it's just what it is. But I'll say this. Woods is a bright spot on this defense. Nick Nash finally showed why he was a top receiver tonight. Chris Blair is going to make the squad. Man, been putting up numbers since he stepped foot on the field, even in a losing effort all this preseason. This man has been balling out. I can't be mad. The only thing I'm disappointed with is we didn't start figuring out the offense, pretty much the run game, until let's just be real. We didn't start putting up the run game until really the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. Dallas stifled us, and even their backups were coming in there stuffing this run. That's not good.
Yeah, I mean, it was awful to watch, man. After we had a little success last week, it just all around, man. Like you said, he has some bright spots from certain players, like a handful of players.
Mm-hmm.
But just as a whole, just like how Nando and people are commenting in the comment section, it just by the eye test, it's like it seemed like they knew something more than we knew. Like, man, y'all ain't making the team. Y'all, you just going out there and go through the motions, like you're saying, because that's what they displayed. Now, the Cowboys players that are going to get cut, they actually play like they're trying to audition for other teams, like they want to get picked up by other teams, because they play with a little fire, passion, and energy out there that I want to see from my guys. I understand you're going to get cut, but this is the last time you may ever wear a NFL uniform. Act like it, man. I mean, put some great tape out there, some film out there, and see where the card may lay. Any team could be sitting out there watching this tape. The Titans, the Vikings, any team. So what I'm saying is, just like you said, undisciplined. Undisciplined. I don't want to blame it on the coaches. I blame it on the players. This is your last opportunity. Act like it. And, you know what I'm saying? You're getting a lot of penalties, a lot of seeing some interceptions. I'm seeing all kind of stuff going on out there. So it's like it was a bumbling, fumbling mess out there today. But I just want to separate it for the week one and pray that no one gets hurt, because I know that these backups are not the best in the business, and it's going to be a tough road to hoe for us as a football team if we have too many injuries, and we have to have those guys come in and play for us. So we'll see what happens. But I'm just ready for week one. That's the sentiment that I have right now.
Will, what's good, Pink Slip?
Pink Slip in the building.
What's going on, fellas, man? Preseason, we know preseason is preseason. Some guys who only person I see who would have made the roster is Natron Brooks. Salute to him. He deserved to be on his roster, and I say Woods, certain players, but for coaches, I think Jeff Ulbrich left today because he had a personal matters. But it still wasn't no excuse because the people who was on the roster, they should have just played lights out. And I didn't feel that urgency in the type of performance from both sides of the ball. So with that being said, some of the players can get cut tomorrow, or I mean next week Tuesday. And I don't really care who be on the roster, but I think Kobe Bryant might be on the practice squad. I hate to say it because he missed tremendous time. So
I wouldn't be mad if they kept him there because here's the thing: that's a guy that you develop and you actually put in a situation to do some things because he didn't have a horrible, you know what I'm saying, training camp. Okay, he had some moments. This is a guy that was coming back off an injury. You got to call a spade a spade. This dude here at this point, you keep him here, you let him develop, learn the system, let him get weight on him. You pretty much saw that he got bullied a little bit because he's a little light in the behind. It's just what it is. This is what happens.
Yes.
Because the problem is if you let him go somewhere, all I can say is this: if you let him go somewhere else,
somebody gonna get him.
And they're patient with him, you got a diamond. You got a diamond right there. Because if you look at it, okay, he was in the right place at the right time. These quarterbacks just put the ball in the right spot when he got scored on tonight. He wasn't beat that bad. Let's just be real on that. Doesn't look good because of the scoreboard, but let's be real. Good positioning, right there in the right spot. Problem was the ball was just placed perfectly. You can't do anything about it. So all I'm saying is at this point, you just got to do what you got to do. Orange Juice Jones, I just don't understand why Raheem Morris won't play as starters in none of the 3 games. Why do you want your starters to start the season off rusty? He's worried about guys getting hurt. That's all. That's the whole thing to it. He don't want none of his starters to get hurt, and he doesn't want to be in a situation to where he's starting off behind the 8 ball. That's why he's doing it.
Yeah, because he learned from last year when DeMarco Adams got hurt and Brandon Trice got hurt. So he had to sacrifice and had to pull some strings, get some free agency to join the team. And like, I'm with you, Ryan, man. I'm worried about your right tackle, man. I'm trying to see if we trade up next year, like give us a 3rd pick for a right tackle because we need a right tackle. And I don't know if Elijah Wilkinson is the guy to play that right tackle
He's not
position.
he's not the guy, Will, but he's gonna have to be the guy until we get our guy back. That's what I'm saying. That's where we at.
Or we go after somebody that gets cut.
I really don't want to give up any more draft picks. I really don't. We already gave up a 1st rounder. So I'm really trying to stay put with the draft picks we have and see how it goes. But if we go out there losing games and we just cannot keep Penix clean, then we're gonna give up a 2nd, 3rd, whatever we got to do to get somebody.
But here's the thing: we wouldn't be giving up picks. We still got to look at the guys that are going to be getting cut around the league right now. And at this point, and you might as well just go ahead and just put your emoji up, man, because your camera just ain't working.
Sorry, bro. I'm sorry about that, fellas. I don't know what's going on.
All I'm saying is you got Wanye Morris who's still out here that you can bring in. Chiefs hadn't signed him. The man has started in the NFL. He's played and definitely would bring experience to this position and has played on the championship team and played with a quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. So when you really look at it, he's played with a mobile quarterback. He knows what to do. The thing is, all he would have to do is get the timing down, which it would take a couple of games, but I would trust a guy who was in a system with a guy who pretty much plays a lot of all script plays where you have to figure out, all right, let me just get a hat on it because Patty Mahomes is going to make something happen with his legs. And you just have to give him time or just, give him a spot. So at this point, we just got to see who's going to get cut and who's going to be available at this point. It's not even just giving up draft picks. We just have to see who's going to do that. But at this point, if a very good offensive tackle comes available and you got to give up a draft pick, all right, give up that draft pick because if you want Penix to be this future here, you want to protect him at all costs.
Yeah, you got sacrifices. You got some.
So Ryan, I heard you talking about Wanye Morris, Chiefs, right? And you talking about Patrick Mahomes. We know he's an off-script king, but if you look at Michael Penix's tape, he doesn't really do a lot of off-screen stuff. He's basically a timing precision passer. He tried to get that ball out fast. Now he did a lot of that when he was in Indiana, but ever since some injuries, he don't really do he can move, but I don't think it's gonna be a situation where they want him moving a whole lot. Maybe on a couple bootlegs once in a while, naked bootlegs, but he's not gonna be running that ball like that. So is Wanye Morris? I mean, will he be able, if he's more of a pocket passer, will he be able to protect? You know what I'm saying? That's my question.
Well, if you're gonna say that, you got to look at the ability, because let's be real, we're great at run blocking. The thing that we were mid-tier and not really good at was pass blocking last year.
Yeah, pass protection was
And
killing us.
and with this pass protection that we have, let's be real, we still are not even middle of the pack of pass protection right now. We don't have championship depth. We still don't have
absolutely not.
and not the depth part of it. You have to look at the fact that our offense was built from Arthur Smith.
Yeah.
And you're talking about an offensive line that was a run-heavy
first
line.
team. Yeah, I'm not saying it was first team.
Run first team. Now they're going to try to. Now I'll say next draft, I can see them addressing the offensive line a little bit better, but they're going to have to work with what we have right now. Not saying that they're horrible, because they gave Kirk Cousins time, but there were times in this offense that Kirk was rushed. Penix got rushed a few times at the end of the season. And I mean, it's going to happen because this is the NFL. You're not going to be able to keep everybody just perfectly clean. But we are just not a good pass protection team right now. A lot of people don't want to realize that. And it's easy to go to. Here's the thing. I'm going to say something a lot of people aren't going to like, but I don't give a damn. It's easy to go to training camp and root for this team and say, oh, yeah, we look good. We look good. Guess what?
But the product ain't on the field.
You're talking about practice. You're talking about things that are scripted. You're talking about an offensive line that, okay, it's going to get chippy. But guess what? It's not going to be tested until the bullets are live. So, again, I understand going to training camp. I understand being excited about the toys and the weapons you see. But guess what? Means nothing.
But Ryan,
nothing.
But my thing is, even though I understand you called this out when you said he didn't want to start his players, but he knows his job on the line. He know he cannot have no great hairs of error. Like starting off around September, you're not winning close. You're not 4-1 or 5-0 or 4-2 before around October, around mid-October, and we losing, and we win some games and lose teams that we supposed to be beating. If we not putting our whole forth and effort from finish to start, he's out of here. He's gone. I feel like if we playing off a slow start, he should go. I don't think Terry Fontenot should leave, but I think Radio Raheem should be the odd man out if he can't coach these guys up and make, like you said, the proper adjustments and game situations and win football games. Because like I said, I'm tired of the rah-rah speeches.
But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Coming from and here's the thing. I don't have my Falcons glasses on right now. Yeah, I'm wearing a hat, but I'm speaking from just the analytical standpoint. I ain't speaking from the fan standpoint. Here's the thing. I'm not giving him any excuses at this point, but again, it's year number 2. He's at least gonna have 3 years here. They're not firing him after the second year. He's gonna have 3 years. Now, a lot of people don't want to hear it, but it's just the truth. If you're willing to give here's the thing: if you're willing to give Arthur Smith 3 years here in Atlanta, like you did, and you're really ready to fire Raheem after, okay, he inherited a roster that wasn't that great. This is his year that he's bringing in his guys. You got new coordinators in here. You have a few things that's different. Just saying. You at least got to give him 2 seasons to get it right, because he walked into a situation that was already jacked up.
Yeah.
So now I will say this, my opinion.
Yeah.
Arthur Smith came in, it was a totally different situation. The roster was just ran through. You know what I'm saying? Matt Ryan was old, Julio getting toward the end, and you just brought Kyle Pitts in to try to vouch for Julio. That it worked the first year, but he only had 2 touchdowns that year, 1 touchdown. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Arthur Smith, he had Mariota the second year. Desmond Ritter. I don't know what they were doing with the quarterback situation. I don't understand what they were trying to do. But reason why I'm saying, in my opinion, they can fire Raheem after this year. I keep going back to that press conference Arthur Blank had. I want to say a month or two after the season.
Mm-hmm.
He said, and I had a head. Arthur Blank ain't say this last year when Rich McKay was sitting with him. He said this year, I was very disappointed with this season, and I let my coaching staff and my people know that we had a good meeting after the season. I let them know how disappointed I was. He never said that before. I haven't heard him say that.
You know what? I know what you're talking about when the press conference when like basically like the end of the season they was asking like they was like because the I can give it the girl name Sarah McClaney had whatever her name
Yeah, Tori McElhaney.
Tori McElhaney.
yeah, oh
Tori
Lord.
McElhaney.
Yeah, she got a difficult name to pronounce. But short story short, she was like, Raheem, what do you need to do this offseason to prove better? He said, I need to coach better. I need to make better adjustments. Overall, I just need to be a better coach overall, more be engaged with the players. So that's what he said out of his mouth. So we got to see that this year. Like
I
you
don't
say,
want.
we
I'm
go ahead,
sorry.
Anthony.
Yeah,
White. No, I'm just saying we got to hold him accountable because he you know what I'm saying. Your words is everything, so you got to prove it out there, basically. But go ahead, Anthony White.
my thing with Raheem is this: he has a lot more talent. His second year that Arthur Smith had his whole 10 years. There's a lot of talent on this team. Young talent on defense. You got young talent on offense. You got a second year play call on offense. Who's trying to get a head coaching job? You got to show me now all this hype about you coming from the Rams.
Yeah.
You got the weapons in place. You got the weapons on. Even though we got McGarry hurt, okay, switch to play action 30% of the time. That's how you stop play action. We were the worst play
Yeah.
action team last year. We should have been one of the best play action teams. That cannot be the case this year.
Yeah.
Have an injury on the right side now. You have to have more play action.
And what you were saying tonight, we need to score in the red zone more often. We was kind of dead last. Like it's like we finished 1 and 4th in red zone. We have to be like 4 and 4, 5 and 5 in the red zone percentage. Zach Robinson, you have to be more better on the 10 and 20 yard. So we can't have these hiccups when we get inside the 20-10 yard line. We got to
Yeah.
execute.
And let's go for 7. Put me rushing cool ass out there every 5 minutes, and he out there. He's too shaky for me. I want to go get 7.
Yeah, me too.
But here's the thing, though. We're with the way that this offense is, and how we pretty much we stall. The thing that's gonna kill our momentum, penalties. Penalties. Because you can have 1 or 2 good plays, and then boom, you get a bad penalty right afterwards, and that right there is going to hurt your opportunity at getting 7. So at this point, guess what? The man Raheem just let you know that he has emotional ties with Koo, and he said that in that press conference. Think about it. He literally let you know that he's not getting rid of Koo. He said it in so many words. So again,
No, I mean I heard that part. I'm just saying don't rushing them out there every 5 minutes.
But that's the problem. You're never gonna really see Lenny Craig unless Koo goes down and gets hurt. That's it. And it's a shame that you're seeing Koo miss kicks the way that he's missing kicks. That is a problem, a real problem.
Bro, listen,
in the preseason at that.
They got fools kicking 64 and 70-yard field goals all over the place. We can't find nobody to kick 51. Man, get out my face, man.
That's what I was saying. I said the same thing.
Are you kidding me right now?
I said 64, 70 yarders.
And that's a problem.
This is
that
crazy,
man kicked a 64-yard field goal tonight. They could have kicked that thing from 75, man. And this boy can't kick from 51 yards. We paying him $4 million a year. What are we talking about?
Big John, welcome back. The Cricket Deacon has ascended to the congregation, ladies and gentlemen. What you got for us, John?
Gentlemen, I've already put in an order for plenty of wine and plenty of crackers. Because communion, you gonna be drinking And the crackers are just something to just wash the doggone drinks
Ain't
down
away.
with. That's all that's gonna be.
Bread and wine.
Cause see now, now I saw something tonight, and I know it's preseason. I know we're trying to weed out the chaff. We're trying to determine who's going to be part of the 53-man roster. But on that offensive line, I saw 3 people try to block one man, and Buddy came straight up Peachtree Street and killed the running back. Just killed it. The people on the announcers were saying, "Oh, he ran over somebody." No, that man didn't run over nobody. That man, look here, the light turned green at 8 a.m. on Peachtree Street downtown, and folk was trying to make it to work, Jack. And they went straight up Peachtree Street and killed the running back. Now, gentlemen, I'm concerned. I'm definitely concerned because what it was that I saw out there as the second, third, probably fourth or fifth string offensive lineman, we got to go shopping. We definitely got to go shopping because I didn't see anything that I would want out there during the regular season. I just didn't see anything that I would want out there in the regular season. And Easton Stick did not help himself tonight.
Not tonight.
Because that was another Matt Ryan Super Sunday stare down special. Almost had 3 of them. And Felipe Franks, man, why does this guy is always here? He about bad as that Ty Sombrello. Remember that offensive lineman that Dan Quinn just couldn't. I mean, every time you look around, if anybody got hurt or anybody was missing, here comes Ty Sombrello. I'm glad he retired. I'm really glad he retired. But I am concerned, gentlemen. I'm definitely concerned because now Tampa Bay is in kind of shaky shape also. They're in kind of shaky shape also. So, I'm just very concerned, and this is going to put extra pressure on Fontenot as well as the coaching staff and the general manager staff to determine what direction that they need to go or who it is that they need to pick up to try to help this out. And that I think Ryan, you were talking about somebody that was playing for Kansas City that they had available.
Kanye Morris, right tackle. That's so the singer from Boys to Men is his son. He actually he played at Tennessee, played at Oklahoma, and I know a little bit more about him. Me and Coach Brant were talking about him because Coach Brant knew a hell of a lot more about him because he started at Tennessee before he left to go to Oklahoma. And the one thing I can say, he went to a school once he left Tennessee and went to a school that definitely is an offensive line factory when you talk about Oklahoma. That is a school that has some of the best out here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it just made the general manager's job a little bit harder. But though, like I always say, those are the fleas that come with the dog. Sometimes you think you got everything straightened out, but then a situation like this happens in training camp, and you got to go to work again. You definitely got to go to work again and try to find something to patch this up. Now, I did see out of your offensive coordinator tonight some quick slants, and they were effective in just getting rid of the ball and moving down the field, and that's going to be definitely important. That's going to be definitely important to incorporate into the offensive game plan to help this patchwork, and it is a patchwork offensive line out.
Yep.
So
I'm with you on that, but here's the thing: we don't know what the starters are going to do. That's the whole thing. We don't know what the starters are going to do. Because right now we already see that depth is not championship depth, as I've been preaching for weeks. I caught a lot of, and here's the funny part. I catch hell all the time because I speak the truth. I catch hell for it, and I'm okay with it. I told y'all I don't mind being the bad guy. I don't need to be liked. Just gonna be real with you on that. I don't need to be liked because of what I'm telling you. I just need you to pay attention to what I'm saying so you don't get in your feelings about it when it happens. Because again, as I said a while ago before, we lost 2 linemen. That's going to be very detrimental early. And I said the championship depth is not there. That should have been addressed as well with the undrafted free agency market. Been saying this.
Well, see, this is the thing about this job. Hey, I've been doing this job for hundreds of years, and been on the wrong side of fans and rah-rah people and all this type of stuff. But see, the thing is, I'm going to stand here on these two, and what's going to happen is that you're going to be dragged kicking and screaming back to where I'm standing because I told you the truth from the beginning. And see, that's the way the way I
John,
take it.
But here's the thing. You got people that now here's the thing. I'm gonna speak about the positives, but here's the thing. It's not many of those out here right now.
No, it's not.
Like, oh, you're so negative. No, it's not about being negative, ladies and gentlemen.
It's
being honest, telling the truth and being honest about your team. It's okay if you're not where you think you're supposed to be. That's called self-evaluation. And Steve White said it the best. We as Falcon fans are the biggest crybabies out here. Think about it.
Oh, hey, and see,
and look, no one questioned it when he said it. A lot of people got in their feelings about it too. You can go back to the interview and look at how some of them comments came in the chat. But let's be real. That's a man that has worked, not just for NFL Network. He was a beat writer for us. And then you also have to look at the fact that he was down there in Miami and he's been around. It's bad when you have people to say Cleveland fans and Detroit fans are a hell of a lot tougher than us. They've gone through more stuff than we have.
Because you know what it is? Because this fan base, they always, hey, we need somebody black. We need somebody black. It don't matter about nobody's skin tone, complexion.
I'm with you on this. I've said this long. Anthony, you can attest to this because we've had conversations off of this. Let's be honest. I didn't give a damn whether the coach was black or white. Yeah, it's great we got a black head coach. It's great we got a black general manager. I don't give a damn about color. The only thing I give a damn about is those W's in that win column and bringing home a Lombardi. And guess what? Whether they're white, black, green, yellow, it does not matter. I got into it with somebody, and I don't care. I'm gonna speak on the situation. I got into it with somebody on X, Falcon fan, and they were saying, y'all want to get this black coach all this grief, but y'all didn't do the same. I said, no, I want you to go back and look at when I started the show to now. I've been critical of every coach and every general manager that we've had, and I've given fair assessment criticism across the board and fair assessment for credit that I've given out across the board. And anybody that's tuned in and been around for years can tell you that. I'm fair. And here's the thing. What was the first thing that John, I want you to tell the truth on this one. What was the first thing that I said? What was the first thing I said that Raheem Morris walked into this situation and everybody was rejoicing and we got this. I said, as soon as he start losing, or if he do something against what this fan base wants to happen or whatever, watch how much hell he catch.
Now,
and when you speak out against him, people want to say you hating, you're this, but it's like, no, it's fair. And something Ant said earlier, he's had more tools to work with than Arthur Smith had. Even last year. So
He just man, Ryan, to me, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, a lot of people saying the same thing about Raheem. They saying this dude is not the guy. He's not the guy. They don't see no compassion, the leadership. Like even Dan Campbell, a better coach than Raheem. And I wanted Dan Campbell, but he from the Michigan area, so that's
I agree with
just
you on that, Bird Dogs. I definitely agree with you on that. I didn't want Arthur Smith anyway. I told everybody who I wanted. I said it was only a few coaches that I wanted. A lot of people got mad when I said Belichick should have been looked at really hard, but
yeah.
because of the fact that people started to pitch a fit in the front office, that was why he didn't get hired. The other guy that I said that should have been brought in was Lovie Smith, and I got laughed at when I said that. But guess what? Lovie has a good record as a head coach.
Yep.
You can't argue that. The man took Chicago, a fledgling franchise, to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He owned the NFC. Think about it. He owned the NFC Central for years. Just saying.
Hey, he a college coach right now?
And got the rawest of deals in Tampa Bay.
And Houston.
That mess they did to him in Tampa Bay.
No. It wasn't Tampa. It wasn't Tampa. It was Houston, John. They did Lovie Smith like that.
No. Well, wait a minute. Who was it? Wasn't that Lovie Smith that Dirk Cutter undercut?
Nope, that wasn't him.
Who was
the head? No, that was Tony Dungy that was there.
No. It was after Tony Dungy. Way after Tony Dungy.
About I can't think of the guy's name because Raheem was there first. Raheem was there first. It was another coach. I can't think of his name. I know who you're talking about, but no, I'm speaking on Lovie Smith right now. Lovie got the shaft from Chicago. Think about it. They haven't been right since he left.
Thanks.
That's definitely true.
He a college coach.
And no, I'm just saying that was one of the guys that I said that we should have really considered. Because
I was right. That was Lovie Smith. That the cover, whoever it was that was owners there, Dirk Cutter undercut it. Dirk Cutter took over as head coach after him because they wanted him to fire his entire staff, and he wouldn't do it. So he got done dirty in Tampa Bay. In Tampa Bay too.
Yeah, that's right. Because he came to Tampa Bay for 2 years. That's right.
Yeah.
He was there for 2 years, and then he ended up going to Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
That was what happened. I forgot. I actually forgot that he went back because I know he was an assistant.
Yeah, he was linebackers coach down there.
Yeah, he was a linebacker coach for Tony Dungy at the time. Because your boy that's coaching at Pittsburgh was a secondary coach on that staff too. So you had, and Raheem was a gopher on that staff. Mm-hmm. So again, when you sit back and you look at it, all I can say is this: Lovie would have came here. The defense, and I'm not knocking it because we got Jeff Ulbrich. I don't have a problem with Brick. I like Brick. But I'm just saying, as a head coach, we would have had no problems with this defense, and we'd have been a hard-nosed offense. A lot of people sit back and say, oh, man, I said, no. Lovie has turned around every place that he's gone. And everywhere that he's gone, he got shafted.
Yeah, and that was a crying shame. Now, something else I got to say here.
What's up
on this issue? You had in your office, in your headquarters, the best qualified coach ever to be out of a job in Bill Belichick. The shadow that man casts over your franchise is intimidating. It's big. The man comes in your house dragging rings, and you get talked out of it because of whatever stupid or crazy reason. And, really, he was so intimidating because of his success that, everybody was shaking because, now all jobs were up. Whether he was head coach, whether he was owner, whether he was general manager or whatever. thing is here with Raheem Morris is the fact that you writing checks that you're behind can't cash. They think that they look at your demeanor on the sidelines, and sometimes, a lot of times, people get the wrong idea about facial expressions, showing teeth all the time, being the way that you are, and they mistake it for something else. They mistake it for him not being serious. They mistake it for him not being a football type of person. Now, the man has already admitted to being a player's coach. Okay.
Hey, John, we got some breaking news real quick. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Okay, go ahead.
It's gonna be good. So Raheem Morris says right tackle Caleb McGarry is expected to miss significant time due to his injury. He mentioned an IR designation could be coming. So in other words, ladies and gentlemen, he might be gone for the year.
Yeah,
I said this the other day. I said expect for the worst. You got to plan for it.
But
so
Ryan,
now,
question, fellas.
What's
How
up?
far? How long is the pup? How long you got to be out of you on the pup list? How many games?
think like
is the pup. Now they have two types of IRs, right? They got two types of IRs. They have
it's two types. You got the one where you can come back after a couple of weeks, but then you also got the IR where you're done for the season.
Well, you're done for the year. So
he didn't say which one. He didn't say which one, but he slipped up and said that. Let's just say that it's pretty much IR designation could be coming, and that was per Will McFadden.
But
that was
ain't one of them.
Whatnot. That's the senior writer for the Atlanta Falcons. So that's major when you hear that coming out, and that's very major. So,
but I need to cut y'all. But Ryan, ain't you just said this year before last year? You said that we shouldn't even extend Caleb McGurry. You said that last year. You said that you should have made this man walk. And this man said this, and it's like deja vu. Y'all paid this man $30 million. Now he out. So now we don't even have the type of luxury to get a right tackle right away to step up.
I appreciate you. Here's the thing. I don't like being right for the wrong things. If that makes any sense. I don't like being right for the wrong things because I want my team. I want this team to be successful. I want this team to win a championship. I want this team to do it the right way. And the way that you do it the right way, you build up your trenches. Now, the only thing I'm concerned with now, you're really getting ready to put a lot of pressure on Michael Penix Jr. in his offense now. But you never know. That's why I said right now, it's good that this happened early. Because remember this, even if you don't get somebody right now, you still got your trade deadline. You still have so many other opportunities to bring somebody in. And it's a lot. And John, and here's the thing. At this point, you got to bring a fullback in the backfield now. Yeah. You got to, John. And the thing is, like, I've been preaching this for 5 years about this O-line. You've been preaching about the fullback spot. And guess what? What are you going to do? Are you going to bring somebody in that's actually going to be worth a damn and give somebody that's going to, give somebody a little bit of money to be an extra blocker like an Ovi Mahaley type? Or are you going to just bring in the H-back part where you got, like we said, Charlie Warner coming in the backfield being an H-back at this point? But, hey, if you like it, I love it. But just know, I don't like having these benediction meetings. I like having Partyline meetings. So at this point, we got to start moving the pocket around. We talked about this the other night. Talked about it last night.
Yeah. And see, I guess I'm just gonna say it like this. What I was talking about in advertising and saying that we need to play starters in the preseason, I said, look, if it's good enough for New England and Kansas City, it's good enough for us. I'm going to say the same thing about the fullback in the backfield. You got a 1,100-pound Derrick Henry that's got a fullback in front of him up there in Baltimore.
In Baltimore, yeah.
Okay, so if it's good enough for them, and they have a mobile quarterback,
Well,
they have a mobile quarterback.
Well,
if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us.
But they also got a smart offensive coordinator that, you know, brought the end of the 41-year drought at University of Georgia and Todd Monken that coached in the NFL at one point. You know what I mean? And understands how to use offense. So again,
and see, you know,
and don't be.
I'm
surprised.
sorry.
I hate to say it, but don't be surprised if Baltimore is not going to be a championship team. Yeah, Mike, Nick Nash had a good night, but I don't know if it was good enough to keep him on this roster because he was one of the ones that they said was on the bubble because he struggled in the first 2 games. So if he doesn't stay, he might end up going elsewhere. Simeon Barrow is the same way. He got that costly penalty at the end of the game, but you know what?
A lot of those bottom of the roster guys, man, it's going to depend on if they play special teams. You got to be able to play special teams, bro. You can't just come over there. They're not going to keep you for this one position. Nick Nash, if he stays, he doesn't have to be on the special team, either punt return or kickoff return. That is what it is.
Well, here's the thing: Chris Blair, Casey Washington, now them dudes, Kadero Hodge got them jobs sold up, bro.
Yeah.
Hodge ain't a starting receiver, but he got that special team sold up. Him and Chris Blair, they were our 2 gunners last year.
And Casey Washington.
Yep, Casey Washington. And then you can't forget about your defensive players either. You got Billy Bowman. Bowman is going to be a gunner on this team. Not for long, but he's going to be on this team. And John, and you're going to laugh when I tell you this, but think about it. You remember a man by the name of Dexter Manley, sir?
Oh, yeah.
You know he started his career as a gunner, right? In Washington before he became a starter. Yeah.
But all thing, hey, look.
And Dexter was a big man and was a gunner. You got a defensive tackle running down the field, knocking folks out. So again, at this point, I'm like you. If we can get Simeon Barrow, because I like Simeon Barrow, mean, nasty. Definitely showed that tonight. Didn't have the numbers, but you saw how he affected the pocket.
Yeah,
he made Joe Milton. He made Joe Milton roll out. He pretty much, unfortunately, hit Will Greer low. But you know what? Hey, it is what it is. It's football.
And that's crazy too. I ain't even cut y'all out. Even Josh Darts played in the preseason. That made it so bad. Everybody playing preseason except for Michael Penix. Why?
Jackson Dart is not a starter though. Russell Wilson is the starter up there in New York. That's who got the job.
Did he play? Did Russell Wilson play?
I don't know. I didn't get to watch the game. We were hosting the show last night.
That's
why. Yeah,
that's why. Man, you know what? As a matter of fact, I didn't even know that game was on.
And Ryan, hey, I eat my words. Even Carolina looking good in preseason. I'm even though they're a rival, they got Travis on AT&T running the ball. They added depth when
how deep they are. They might be getting ready to get rid of Adam Thielman and sending him back to Minnesota. Minnesota's thinking about trying to get him back because of the injury to the wide receiving core. So that's letting you know that Carolina is deep if they wouldn't mind considering that.
Yeah, you know what? I heard that. I did hear that today that Minnesota's going to try to get him back.
John, and look, if they're willing to get rid of a weapon like that, that should tell you that Carolina got some stuff brewing over there. And that's not good. Not for us.
Oh, no. Don't. I never sell any opponent short. Never. I don't care how sorry they were, but how bad they were on paper. I never do. Not with my team playing them.
But what we have to do is make these adjustments. Now, the linebacker depth, I like it. The one thing I can say about these backups, they come up and they'll hit you. They're aggressive. I can respect it because we haven't had an aggressive bunch of linebackers since that 2016, 2017 team. Starters or backups. And I like what I'm seeing with the depth there. Defensive line. you know, the backups, they got pushed around tonight. Let's be real. They went up against the one thing Dallas is gonna have, whether they're starters or backups, they're gonna have an offensive line, starters and backups. And they got whipped.
But
they got whipped a little bit.
Let me ask y'all something. And you know, I don't know whether it was because the Falcons were wearing black, because black makes you look small. Were we small tonight on that offensive and defensive line? Because these jokers in the interior of Dallas's line, I was trying to look up and see everything that they had, and you know what weights, heights, things of that sort, to try to determine. Man, we are small.
I'm gonna bring this up on the screen, John. Y'all ain't gonna like this.
We small.
Lord, you know, John. Don't worry about the size. You ain't gonna like what I'm getting ready to show. Ladies and gentlemen. Nope. Words from Will McFadden. Torrey McElhenney just confirmed exactly what I just said about a designation to IR. Will McFadden reports, as you can see right here, ladies and gentlemen. Raheem Morris mentioned Elijah.
Can you blow it up? Can you blow it up a little bit, Ryan?
Let me see if I can put that up.
Can you increase the magnification? Us old folk, you know, I'm.
Let me see if I can. Blow
I can't see. I can't see it either.
I see the words, but I can't, you know, make them out. But you know, if you can read them, Ryan, that'll be fine.
A little bit better.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all can see it good. Raheem Morris mentioned Elijah Wilkinson, Brandon Parker, Jack Nielsen as guys who can step in for Caleb McGarry's absence.
Oh, Lord.
Wilkinson did not play Friday, and Raheem said that had to do with their injury situation at tackle. It seems like he could be first in line. Now, this was by Will McFadden just now. And Kevin Knight pretty much just says IR is almost assured.
He out for the year.
Man, stop playing and get a right tackle from somewhere, man.
Now, has anyone elaborated on what exactly happened with McGarry? What, a play, or did he step in a hole?
They're not letting any information out about his injury.
According to what I heard the other day, you know, I was listening to it on Training Camp Live and all that stuff. They said it was between drills. It wasn't even during a drill.
Non-contact.
So it wasn't like he was getting hit by nobody. It wasn't any of that. It was after a drill. He got hurt between two drills.
I'm gonna say it like this. If I can get hurt and get $30 million, I'm good.
Well, gentlemen, I've got another commitment. My people want to go on their show, so I got to get ready to get fired up. I'm gonna start around about 12:15, and you know, you guys are welcome to come on in or whatever. So
that means the gag. See, we're a little professional over here. Y'all slide over there with John and them. The gag is off. It means y'all can speak a lot more freer and say certain things that y'all wouldn't be able to say over here. Y'all check them out in a little bit. Appreciate you,
right.
John.
So
John.
See y'all later.
All right, John.
All right, bro.
Let's see. We got Ron in here. Now, you just came in the pregame meal and just left and didn't even say goodbye.
What? My bad. I was cooking for the missus. So
you know what? You got a good excuse there. See, I don't need you getting in trouble. See, I don't need you blaming me for anything. Nope.
I'm not trying to be in the doghouse.
Look, you ain't gonna look. And if she put you in the doghouse, I ain't got no room over here, man. I can't help you with that. Like Flavor Flav, I can't do nothing for you, man.
Nothing.
All right, what's good, man? What you got?
Man, we look terrible. Our offensive line. Did we get them from Walmart? The offensive linemen? That must be working at Walmart.
Must be.
I say so.
Or because they got beat down tonight like they owe somebody some money.
Speaking of, I quit Walmart. That's crazy. My little part-time job. I quit Walmart.
That I mean, it just was sad, man. They got pushed around like it was nothing.
Now here's something that I don't know if y'all been paying attention to it, and this is the crazy thing that I don't like at all. We might Morgan Fox might not make this roster, and we just signed him to a 2-year deal. He was on the field tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Possibility.
Mm-hmm.
He might not make this roster, and we just paid this man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a good sign if you got a guy that you just brought in and you just signed him to a deal.
It tell me that they trust the young depth on this team.
No, I get it,
mean,
but here's the thing: you don't need to. If you're gonna pay this man, you don't let this dude.
Well,
You don't let this dude slide. You don't let this dude walk like that, and you're gonna pay him for 2 years. Makes no sense to bring him in and get rid of him.
But
understood.
To me, he don't look no different. What did he do tonight?
Honestly,
I look at you being the NFL.
I'm gonna be real. He got pushed around. Around. Really, the whole defensive line got pushed around by that Dallas offensive line tonight.
See what I mean? You've been in the NFL for a long time. You should know how to get to the quarterback. You should not let nobody just push you around like that.
But to be fair, that whole defensive line didn't help out at all.
That's true too. That's why I just said
I can't just put that all on him because now and then we also got to see one of Atlanta's own, Georgia kid out of Grayson, Phil Maffa, played at Clemson.
Ooh.
Literally have one of the best runs of the game, and it was unfortunately he ran through our defense right before they scored. Before he scored their last touchdown. So that was the thing that had me a little concerned because they were easily able to run it up the gut like they did. Now, we all know if you watch college football and you knew about Phil Maffa is a load.
Yeah.
Maffa is a load coming down the middle. Pause. Gotta make sure I throw that out there because it's late at night and you got some people that got their mind in the gutter. So I'm just saying, go ahead.
I think Jaden Blue and Phil Maffa will be the starting backfield in Dallas.
And Blue is a problem.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Catching and running.
And when you sit there and look at it, man, Blue had problems in Texas because he was injured. That was the problem. But now that you put him behind a very competent O-line, like you really got to see how quick he was. He got outside, he made plays, we missed tackles, and I see a lot of things. But there's positiveness with this. You see where the weaknesses are. When we make our cuts, bring in guys that can fit this system and can actually fit what we're going to do scheme-wise. This is what you got to do. But any final thoughts on this one, gentlemen? Because we're going to wrap this one up. It's late and I know I'm gonna slide over to John for at least about 5 or 10 minutes to say what's happening, just to pay my respects to his show because he definitely jumped in for your boy tonight.
We got a lot of work to do with the offense, backer offensive line and defensive line. We got a lot of work to do to get ready for the regular season. So, Raheem, you don't need to go to sleep for 2 weeks. You need to stay up for 2 weeks to fit.
I need him rested because if he probably is sleep deprived, bro, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. It's not like it was when I was in the service and Ant was in the service, man. Like, he can't just live off of coffee. We had to do it or whatever because we had to. This man, we need him to have rest so he's not sleep deprived, so he's not making boneheaded decisions on the sideline. Need him to be all right. But Will, what you got?
I agree with Ron. We got a lot of work to do. Next man up mentality. We need to just be healthy and defense. Y'all need to get y'all stuff together because we can't be playing the slow start week 1 against a rivalry, must win game. So that's all
Okay.
my final thoughts.
And
Well, I'm gonna keep it a little bit in perspective. We got some trash backups. That's what I'm gonna say right there on that situation. This
man,
season do.
hey, you got me ready. Look, you got me ready to crank up this sound bite because you said it just. Hey, man, somebody said it best. What the hell's going on out here?
Mm-hmm.
It's just what it is. But I look at it like this, and I think Nando got the comment of the night. Both lines of scrimmage got manhandled.
Yes.
Both lines of scrimmage got manhandled. And these are your backups that are supposed to back up the starters if anything happens. So if we can't get people in here that can be competent with being able to get a push and have motivation, this is going to go in a direction that we don't want to see. But I still believe we got enough in the chamber if we can stay healthy to get far.
How far are you talking about?
Win the division, get to the playoffs. Yeah. In spite of everything that I've said tonight that was telling truth, the truth is this: we have a hell of a starting lineup. It's when we lose the guys that are in the starting lineup, that is when it hurts.
Yeah.
As I say in here, DNP, depth and preparation. Right now, we have depth in certain positions on this team, and they're prepared.
Absolutely.
But we're not heavy in our depth with the whole team overall. And there's no preparation for these backups that are here that we have. So until we get our depth right, we pretty much gonna keep getting left in this damn weak ass division we in. Hey, those are my final thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. So Ron, tell the folks where they can find you, and also Ant, tell the folks where they can find you. Will, we waiting for you to start the pink slip edition show. We know you ain't got a podcast yet, so we know you don't have no plugs like that just yet. We waiting for you to get yours together.
You can find me on Talk Your Ears on Tuesday nights around 8 o'clock. Come, laugh, and get some knowledge. And you can also find me on the eye test on Wednesday nights and maybe tonight if I'm not asleep. And you can find me on the BirdCage on here sometimes.
So they say right now they say it's a rumor. I just looked it up, Mike. It's a rumor. So Marv Levy's still alive right now. He's not dead. That's the legendary Buffalo Bills coach who took Buffalo to 4 Super Bowls. They just couldn't get it done. But yeah, Marv Levy is very much alive right now. He's not dead. There's the rumors right now.
Why people prepare for people downfall? I don't know why people be doing stuff like that.
No, he's definitely alive. Ant, what you got, man?
Well, on YouTube at Georgia Pride 1978, Instagram Georgia Pride 39, and Twitter Georgia Pride 8. Trying to get myself started, get myself out there a little bit. We'll see how I go.
We appreciate you fellas for coming through tonight. Thank you. Ant, catch you later. Ron, catch you a little later. And for the viewers that are here, we thank you for tuning in tonight. Know it was a late night, a little on the stretch side, a little boring tonight. Not even gonna lie to you. I'm not talking about the show, I'm talking about the game. But hey, it is what it is. We got a few things we got to work on. We got time. We'll find out. But before then, we got college football coming up this weekend. I get to sit back and watch my Southern Jags put BTA to North Carolina Central tomorrow at 7:30. So enjoy week 0 of college football. We'll be back Thursday to talk a little bit more about the Falcons. We got bumper to bumper this week too. Y'all be blessed. Ghosts.